Man, have you ever just had one of those days where there's not enough coffee?
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Welcome back, buddy. How are
Hey,
you,
thanks, man. Y'all found me.
Yeah, no, you've
I'm
been located.
I'm doing fine. Yeah.
You had your beacon on, so we were able to track you down.
Yeah. I woke up to like 15 messages, man.
Did you?
It's like, are you okay? Like,
Wow.
dude, like, check in. Like, hey,
Well,
we're worried about you.
Apparently,
Are you
people
good?
care.
Right. I was
Those
like,
were just
oh,
bill collectors.
for real.
Ah,
What's up, man?
what is up, man?
It has been a week.
It has been.
We've made it here.
Yeah, no, here we are. We are here. What's up, everybody? I see T-Mac and Mike in there, and Jim's in there. Yeah, it's a great rainy morning.
Well,
it is rainy.
What was it? When did Turkey come in? What was that, Wednesday? Tuesday?
Was it yesterday? No, day before.
Day before,
Yeah.
so Wednesday, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Monday we had the technical issues, right? Or did we do a show? I can't even. This
No,
week
Monday
has
and
all
Tuesday-
just been a.
Monday and Tuesday were dead.
We're dead, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
And
then,
yesterday, Wednesday we came in and Turkey came in. That was nice.
right, we recorded the show.
Yeah, yeah, but it didn't work out.
So this all really started back then, which is
Yeah.
why I think I missed yesterday.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Well, Wednesday I came in, and I don't know if you remember, I was just off, man. Like my stomach was tore up. Like I just.
Yeah,
oof.
no, I do remember that.
I just wasn't here. I was here, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I went home and made it through Wednesday, and then Wendy actually called up and said, "Hey, I'm ready to come home." She's been starting with her new trucking company.
Yeah.
And so I had to drive down to Ashdown to pick her up. Didn't get
Yeah.
back till 2 in the morning, and then yesterday it just didn't exist anymore.
No, I understand it. It just got away from you. Huh?
Right. So,
I get it, man. I get it. I mean, that does happen.
you ready for Labor Day weekend, man?
I'm ready for the Mario Kart tournament. How
I
about
am
that?
too.
That's what I'm ready for. Hey, what is this trash you've got on your computer?
What are you talking about? What trash?
That
this
trash
this
right there.
this
Yeah.
beautiful
No,
belt
what is that trash?
it's the 12-time
What is that
champions.
trash? Get that down there.
It's
Get
football
that out of here,
weekend,
man. They're not even playing anyone respectable, man.
I mean that's every team's thing. It's not just Michigan,
No.
Ohio State.
Ohio
They're
State's
all right.
starting
They're
with Texas.
starting with Texas. I'll
That's
give them
a
that.
real team.
But then next week they're going and playing like Hawaii or something. I mean,
This week is what we're talking about.
it's my side of the table, man. Just start calling me Rich Two Belt because if you pan it down, I got the PATP belt.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
From
Well,
that
why don't
last
you put 'em both
tactical
on there and see if you can go back in time and be here yesterday. I'm sorry, man. Let's get into some news you can use. The Powerball jackpot jumped again. No grand prize winner last night. Now it's 950 mil. The cash option just shy of 429 mil. There were some other lucky winners. Tickets worth a couple $1,000,000 were sold in Ohio, Virginia, and Mississippi, with $1 million winning tickets in New York, Virginia, and Arizona.
That was loud.
The next drawing is Saturday, so be ready.
Woohoo!
Hey, the belt is bigger. That's all we need to know.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's gorgeous, man. Look, you can even check it out.
No, I don't need to touch that.
Sure?
There's no reason for me to touch that unless I'm going to put it right in the can it goes in. I'm sorry, it's
Look, it even
it's
has
boxed.
all the years that we've won the championship.
Now, what about last year?
It's like 12.
Is
What
last
about
year on
last
there?
year?
See if it's on there.
No.
Oh, okay, it's not. Yeah, we know where it is. A man is facing charges in Aurora, Colorado after allegedly telling police he wouldn't exit a stolen vehicle until he finished his cigarette. Look, if you're going to jail and you're worried you're not going to have any smokes,
Right?
Yeah, no.
I mean, come on.
I'm going to finish that.
Even Dog the Bounty Hunter does that.
Let you finish your cigarette.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Officers pursued a Chevy Express van this past weekend after they tried to conduct a traffic stop. A flat tire plus a pit maneuver ended the chase. John Raspita refused to leave the vehicle, lighting a smoke and saying he was on a smoke break, and they'd have to wait until he was done. A window was broken, pepper balls deployed, leading him to finally exit the vehicle. Raspita was arrested on multiple charges. Yeah, no, officer, I'm on a smoke break right now.
Right.
Yeah, like Rich yesterday. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I apologize. That slipped out. What else is going on here? We're not going to talk about gerrymandering. You can look up Jerry all day.
You do.
I know I do. Apparently, John Bo Stockwell is not a fan of Amazon, so he's showing how he gets back at the company on TikTok. This guy's a clown. The video shows how he spent the past 8 months repeatedly buying and returning anvils.
No way.
Each one costing under $230
It
weighing
made it into the news.
110 pounds. And in another video, he explains he's hoping to overthrow Amazon by costing them so much in shipping. A lot of commenters point out the idea is flawed. One noted the carbon footprint from having the same anvil shipped over and over. Just stop with that.
That's crazy, man.
Stop with that.
I can't believe that actually made it. I knew about that like a month ago.
Did you really?
But I thought it was just, a meme or whatever. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his
This
FedEx
guy's
driver
crazy.
posted about it.
Yeah, no, what a whack, though. I mean, for real.
Right?
I mean, that's crazy as hell,
I
man.
thought it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny in a he's crazy way.
I mean,
Why are you trying to punish Amazon? I mean, why are you going to hate on Amazon? I mean, they get you stuff cheaper,
his name
faster.
is John Bow, man.
Yeah, that is true.
Probably had a rough life. I'm just
No, you're probably right. If he's John Bow, you're right. That's actually the fairest point, Rich. So I'll give you that one. All right, let's see my mouse. There he goes. Okay. No, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that.
Old Doggy says, we all need a day off occasionally, accompanied by a double entendre of wheel spins.
Yeah, no, that's
Kinda.
definitely going to happen today. Definitely going to happen today, without a doubt. You can bet on that. Man, this is terrible. A devastating mass shooting Wednesday morning. The Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis killed a couple of kids and injured 17 others during a mass marking the first week of school. An 8-year-old, 10-year-old fatally shot when the gunman in his 20s fired dozens of rounds through church windows at kids and worshipers sitting in their pews. 14 of the injured victims were kids. Police Chief Brian O'Hara described it as a deliberate act of violence against innocent children and people worshiping. Well, right. The gunman died at the scene because he was a coward and shot himself. The school served students from pre-K to 8th grade. This guy had some kind of manifesto. He had videos out. This guy was an absolute whack job, absolute nutcase. And how he made it that far and was able to even get anything is beyond me. This guy is a whack.
Oh, man.
It's just terrible, man.
That is.
I mean, I don't even understand what happens to people. They just snap.
Wow,
I don't know what he's trying to prove, what his manifesto is. They're just crazy.
It's
Anytime you just start doing that, you're crazy.
I mean, it's just like, from a parent perspective, man, it's really driving home the homeschooling, kind of, needle. Like, man, maybe it would just be easier.
No, I've been calling
it'd
that
be
shot.
safer. Yeah.
I've been calling that shot for a minute. That eventually, that's the way you cure it. Is you're going to have to homeschool people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have a shooting, it's in your own house. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
It's terrible.
It's
I know,
terrible to say, but no, I totally exactly like what Brad said. How can we end this violence? It's every day, and I do feel like it is becoming an almost. I mean, there seems like there's all right. Stop. Pause.
Yeah.
It seems like there has been a lot of news reports about a lot of casualty possibilities, shootings, whatever you want to call it, really popping up at schools all of a sudden as school is ramping up across the nation. And it's really concerning.
Yeah, I think everybody, feels that way about that kind of stuff, man. And if you look at England, if you look at Australia, you look at these places where they've gotten rid of guns, and so what happens? People get stabbed,
right?
Or people drive cars into people,
right? I mean, let's go ahead and not beat around about it. I mean, it's where there's a will, there's a way. If somebody wants to kill somebody, they're gonna right.
So,
but
finding out, finding out how do we catch these things before they happen, and identify the people that have these issues, and B, either we got to find a way to make schools safer, or we got to put them at home.
Is that the answer?
What?
Like, do we think that there's more of this happening now because there's more people that are, getting passed over by whatever, and people with issues that should be looked at, you know?
I don't know. I mean, maybe
I just,
it is. You know, it used to be. It seems like, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like when we were kids that you always had the one dude. Maybe there were a couple of them in your school
Right.
that, you know, everybody was like, he's weird.
I was
He's a weird
probably
dude.
that dude.
You might have been.
I was.
You know, and people were like, stay away from him. But now it seems like there's just a lot of them, a lot of crazies.
That's what I mean, though. Like,
I don't know if they're TikTok activated, if they're just whack jobs. I don't know. I mean, look, we have more autistic people,
right?
so why couldn't we have more cuckoos?
I mean, it would make sense.
You know,
I just, yeah.
Untethered people.
Again, it's sad to hear about absolutely every time.
Yes.
'Cause that's the last place that, I mean, elementary school, man. Come on.
Or in this case, yeah. I mean, it is a school, but also it, you know, tied to a church, and
Right.
I mean, they're in the church service. It's you know, they were in the pews just listening to the service.
That's the last place that any.
No, and anybody who targets people like that, they just want notoriety. They're very sick.
Right.
You know, that's what they want. They'll tell you in their stupid manifestos and their letters.
And
that
nobody
they're trying to
cares,
do
but
this,
yet
trying
we'll
to do
glorify
that.
it and come out with the documentary on Netflix, and I'll sit there and watch it and discuss it. So
Yeah,
they get.
no, it's true. People will. CDC Director Susan Monrez has been ousted weeks after being sworn in on July 31st, marking a shakeup at the top public health agency. The Health and Human Services Department announced her departure yesterday, thanking her for dedicated service. However, her attorney said that she had not actually been fired or stepped down and would not resign, creating confusion about her status. Resignation letters obtained by NBC News revealed deep concerns about the agency's direction. She warned about vaccine information dangers, said proposed budget cuts would harm the CDC's ability to address health issues, including hypertension, diabetes, cancer, and mental health. This is more posturing. This is political crap. I'm sorry I even read it to you. I apologize.
That's it. That's a wheel spin.
I hate to be the fogey, but constant violence surrounding us from movies to games we play, then the medicine we use has side effects of suicide and violence and mental illness from God knows where. Possibly, Mike.
I could understand that argument.
You know, my Laura absolutely feels that, you know, a lot of the violence in the games and stuff has desensitized kids. Not saying it causes it,
Right.
but that it desensitizes them once they hit that point of whatever it is.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and acceptance of said mental illness as normalcy. Yeah, that could be part of the problem. Now that I might latch on to for a minute, Mike. Yeah, we have.
Well, and that would go with what I was saying, is that it's just, you know, more passed underneath the radar is, you know,
Yeah.
hey, we don't, you know, we don't talk, we don't judge, we don't acknowledge, we just
Yeah.
let them be crazy.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that that we celebrate now that years ago we would have said, hey, we might need to get you to talk to somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I don't disagree with that necessarily. You know, if previously if you identified as a pine cone, we would probably, you know, help you meet with someone and say, here, pine cone boy, you need to get some help here. You know, now we're like, no, don't tell him he's not a pine cone. Let him feel like a pine cone. He wants to feel like a healthy
Right.
pine cone.
Right.
No, that's great. Absolutely, we will.
My brother's on comments. He said, Michigan is not the Big Ten champs. He's a fan like you.
Oh, he's reasonable. Okay, that's cool. A 70-year-old woman with dementia went missing in Westmoreland, Tennessee, prompting a coordinated search by police, county emergency teams, the sheriff's office. Drones were launched and located her in just 10 minutes, allowing officers to bring her to safety. They credited drone technology and teamwork for the quick rescue. It was the 18th missing person found through the county's drone program. You know, I hate that I read that because if you're only missing for 10 minutes, are you really missing? It's more like misplaced temporarily. I mean,
they did find her in the woods, though.
yeah, I mean, that's true. But I'm just saying 10 minutes, that's not a very hard, that's like, hey, Mom, I could lose you for 10 minutes in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I've done that before.
True.
We're walking the same, looking for each other, but going opposite directions.
Did it say whether she was like a nursing home patient or anything?
Well, no, it just said she has dementia.
I was just wondering. 10 minutes in a nursing home, man, that's a lot of money to the lawyer.
Oh, well, that's true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fair. In Lishan, China, a 19-year-old delivery driver spotted a message on a pillow, alerted police, and that led to the rescue of a woman trapped for 30 hours in a locked room. The woman had no access to food, water, or phone. She wrote a note in blood and threw it out the window. The rescue went viral, earned the driver praise, awards, and an honorary title for his quick action. Good for him, being aware. That's and good for her for having the presence of mind to figure out a way to get it done. And this is, I saw this story on the news. I don't know if anyone else did, but it's really good. When you think of kids in foster care, you might think, they spend, 2-3 years there at the most. However, not the case for a 19-year-old named Cozy. He spent 15 years in the system, but on Monday, he started a new chapter with his family, a new forever family, after being the longest waiting child in Arkansas foster care. The adoption into the Dietrich family has now been finalized, and dozens of his new friends and family were there to celebrate him. Said every single one of our waiting kids deserves a family. They deserve a community. We're grateful for each one of you. Anna and Tim said they felt called to be more than just Cozy's legal guardians. Said the Lord made it clear we were supposed to all out adopt him. We're supposed to give him our name, family, hearts. He has a big support system, and that's something that Anna Dietrich said all foster kids need. She's seen it firsthand. She's worked with Project Zero. So it's really cool. 15 years in a in that situation.
And so what? It was like the family that he was fostered with essentially adopted him. Then
I think so. I think basically so.
I wonder if they're going to sign him up for football and come out with a movie too.
Well, like The Blind Side. Yeah, I don't know. I think that you just shit on that.
I mean, it's a great story though.
No, it is a great story. It really, truly is. It really, truly is. Only a heel would.
Did sound like a familiar plot to something I may have watched.
Only a heel would say something negative about that.
I'm an asshole.
No, not at all.
I've learned from the best.
No, not at all. The NFL has handed down a 6-game suspension for Kansas City Chiefs wideout Rashee Rice. The suspension stems from his role in a multi-vehicle crash in Dallas in 2024. He had been scheduled for a disciplinary hearing, but both he and the league opted to start the suspension beginning in week 1 of the regular season. He's been sentenced to 30 days in jail and 5 years of probation as well. And when you're the greatest of all time, I guess you catch a break, right? Tom Brady catching a break from the NFL. The league is, quote, relaxing some of its rules and regulations when it comes to Brady's role as a broadcaster on Fox. As a partial owner of the Vegas Raiders, limitations were placed on Brady, which prevented him from being part of production meetings involving head coaches and key players. He'll now have that access, but he still won't be able to attend practice at team facilities. I was hoping they were going to say they were just going to let him rampantly curse.
Yeah.
Just hear Brady just straight cursing nonstop in the booth. Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Hey, there was some other NFL news yesterday that you had skipped over, man.
What was that news?
Taylor Swift officially got a ring before the Cowboys could.
Oh, that's pretty funny. I did not skip over that. I just didn't get to any of it. I was by myself, so.
Yeah, were you?
I was by myself yesterday. No. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't, man.
I mean, somebody said they were coming, but something happened to them, and, I just prayed for them. We all did. We all circled the wagons here. That's what yesterday's show turned into, was a prayer vigil for our missing fallen comrade.
So I woke up, and it was like, I don't know. It was, I had texted you. I remember I texted you and said I was on my way.
Yes,
but I was going to be late.
Text. I got that text.
And then, I went to go wake the kiddo up, and he was, kind of a slow whatever waker up. He was like, just chill with me for a minute, Dad. I want a hug. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I laid down and gave him a little hug, and I'm like, all right, come on, buddy, let's. And next thing I know, it was,
No, it was great. It was fantastic. I got to really test my solo chops out.
Well,
I got to really interact with everybody so well.
We've all
And then it turned into a prayer vigil. We
do candlelight.
we did. We called in some sheriffs and some. I mean, we're just trying to find our friend. That's all.
I get it. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry for the
It's
concern.
like the dementia lady that wandered into the woods. Everybody just wanted to find her and get her back safe.
Right.
We just wanted you back safe.
He was
buddy.
gone for more than I know. I'd seen your message was the first one I saw. You better not be in jail or dead. I'm like,
That is
well,
what
I mean,
said. That is what I said.
technically dead. Yeah.
Yeah, but
were
that's
flirting with
because
it.
I care.
You're right.
Because that's what you better not be in jail.
You just
or
wanted to
dead.
be sure I'm not dead, so you can cause me more pain on the wheel of pain.
No pain. Oh well, that is going to happen. We'll save that for later though. Let's take a break, y'all. I think we should.
Just the other day, a friend of mine said, man, I just wanna find happiness sometime before I'm dead. I've been trying to find it, been searching and seeking, like I'm in the middle of the ocean on a boat that never stops sinking. Hold on, man, there's something you need to hear. Sure as I'm talking to you and holding this cold beer. Happiness ain't a place you can find on a map. You just find it in the moments, and those are the facts. Shaking a little, he spoke, no one ever said nothing like that to me. There's no kind of GPS that ever leads to happy. You can only know joy if you've known pain. You only find happy when you can sing in the rain. You see, man, something you needed to hear. Sure as I'm talking to you and holding this cold beer. Happiness ain't a place you can find on a map. You just find it in the moments, and those are the facts. I watched him walk away, proud of what I had done. Maybe he'll be a better man. Maybe I can do that for my son. I only know because of how many times I cried, because I spent a life looking before I found it inside. As a man, it was something I needed to hear. Sure as I'm talking to you and holding this cold beer. Happiness ain't a place you can find on a map. You just find it in the moments, and those are the facts. Happiness ain't a place you can find on a map. You just find it in the moments, and those are the facts. And those are the facts. It ain't on it ain't on it ain't on a map.
Just hold it.
Baby girl, can you believe it's already been a year? I think you completed me, but I think I still have one fear. I'm not afraid of being married or of even having kids. But before away we get carried, there's something I may have hid. Maybe it was the margarita, but I never disrespect our loving. But to be real, it's gotta get heated. Gotta hit you with that Dutch oven. Dutch oven. Oh God, that's brutal. Damn, you're so beautiful, but you need to get away from me. That's why it's so critical you experience my anal symphony. Unsuspecting, you're lying right there. Something evil from my poop chute is born, acting like I don't have a single care. I ask, do you smell popcorn? Maybe it was the margarita, but I never disrespect our loving. But to be real, it's gotta get heated. Gotta hit you with that Dutch oven. Dutch oven. Ain't no story can stop this. I'm sorry if you feel this is a bad crime scene. It's not a terrorist attack. I'm just steaming the beans. I'd let go of the covers, but I'm just unable to risk it. I just filled it up with another hot air biscuit. Hot and ready. Maybe it was the margarita, but I'd never disrespect our loving. But to be real, it's gotta get heated. Gotta hit you with that Dutch oven. Dutch oven.
Well, that's not how it's supposed to work, is it? Let's try this then. Here. Okay. Now we're back. Rich fell asleep again somewhere, I guess. I don't know. No, I think he went to the restroom. So what's going on with everybody's day today? T-Mac said I texted him and he replied, sorry, fell back asleep. Yeah, no, I understand, man. Listen, I can't really bitch at anybody who's done that as many times as I have. So, oh, there you are. Right. I told him I thought maybe you fell asleep again.
I almost did, yeah.
I was sharing something with Rich just a second ago, and I did not expect the response that I got. And so I'm going to go ahead and share it now, which is, so, obviously Ozzy passed away the other day, and he did it right after his final performance. And again, when you let rock stars get old, when they don't die young like they're supposed to, right? This is what happens, right? So for anyone who fell in love with the heartfelt powerhouse rock music of the 80s, it says, his sound was unforgettable, a soaring, soulful sax that seamlessly blended heartbreak and hope in every note. Man, that is some poetry right there. Michael Tunes and Tunes, the legendary sax player for John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, died August 19th from kidney failure, 9 days after his 85th birthday and right after his final performance with the band that he had spent his life playing for. And you said...
That's crazy.
You said that's crazy. Oh. You want a mic?
Yeah, it might be nice. Oh, there we go.
The mic was sleeping. I apologize.
I'm not going to live this down, am I?
Not today.
Not today.
But maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, so dude, I was kind of shocked by that because I was like, no way, you're joking. So, all right, you said John Cafferty and the big
Beaver Brown Band.
Right. The saxophone player.
Right.
Okay. So, do you remember from the 80s there was a movie, Eddie and the Cruisers?
Yeah, I do remember Eddie and the Cruisers. It was a big time movie. I mean, I think I saw it once, but yeah, I remember it well.
So,
I'm from the dark side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, don't ever do that again.
I don't have to. just acknowledging I know the song.
Right. Well, anyways, John Cafferty and the blah 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 band and
The
everything.
Beaver Brown Band, yeah.
I
They
can never say
were
it.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
Right, they were the ones that did the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And in Eddie and the Cruisers, the whole first one, he got all depressed and whatever and blah 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 because the saxophone player died from the band. So that was kind of weird.
Oh, that is a weird
Little coincidence.
symmetry.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Turkey. That's real nice. He said, thanks again, Patrick, for the show yesterday. Spotting straight facts. Hard to find that anymore. We just had a real interesting conversation
They
somewhere
act
towards
like
the end.
you're the only one that's ever done an episode by themselves.
I don't know why you're feeling a certain type of way.
I'm
about
just saying,
You're gonna be all right.
you have the experience. Come on now.
Are you gonna be
I've
all
done
right,
it
man?
before, Mister. Oh, I'm stuck in traffic.
that. Are you all right, man? You good?
I'm fine, man.
You
I'm
good?
just saying.
There. Does that feel better?
It does. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. What's up, David Montez? How you doing, man?
Man, what's up,
joining.
David? Yeah, man. We're going to see him and
remember.
everybody September 13th at Vino's for the
Woot woot.
35th anniversary. Myself performing. Guess who else? Laura is going to be performing.
Oh,
there.
yeah?
Yes, that's right. Laura has said she is going to do some comedy at the
Nice.
event. So get ready for that. I'm pretty excited about that. So, no, don't start that, Turkey. Don't start that, please, man. We're not going to do that. We're absolutely not starting that today. All right, let's see what we got here. This is kind of an interesting article I think everybody can relate to. When it comes to things that really scare us, it's really not horror movies. Natural disasters pretty high on the list, though. Which ones scare Americans the most, if you had to guess? Which natural disaster scares Americans the most, bro?
Earthquakes.
That's a good guess. It's not right.
Volcanoes?
That's a good guess. It's also not right. The poll of 2,500 Americans divided evenly by U.S. region finds that no matter what part of the country you live in, the threat of a tornado is more frightening than a tsunami, earthquake, or hurricane. People consider wildfires, flash floods, heat waves, or droughts, blizzards, mudslides far less scary. 46% think a tornado is the scariest natural disaster.
I could understand that.
People who live in the Northeast feel confident about being prepared for a heat wave or a drought and a blizzard. Only 42% feel the same about earthquakes, and fewer prepared for a tornado. Well, I mean, when you say prepare for a tornado, the only thing you can really do is have access to a shelter.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not really preparing for it. It's not like you're packing up. You know it's coming. Let's go ahead and get our food together. No, but I think tornadoes are frightening because they're very powerful.
Right.
They can, spring up at any time. You don't know where.
Right.
A hurricane, you have at least,
Ample
days
warning.
of advance typically.
Right.
So it's coming for a week. You got time to evacuate. You got time to board up. Go to Home Depot, get some boards, put them on the window, leave, go to a hotel,
Right.
With a tornado, it just happens. And the destruction is amazing. Plus, they're visually one of the most stunning yet frightening things at the same time.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why my TikTok is rife with tornado videos. Nearly 2/3 of Midwesterners have confidence when faced with a tornado, but aren't so sure they could handle a wildfire or a mudslide. Flash flooding has been happening across the country, but only 43% feel prepared if that hit their state. Well, yeah, I mean, again, it's a flash flood.
Right. You're not prepared.
Yeah, by nature, you cannot
like you just
prepare.
have sandbags sitting in your, front living room or something.
Yeah, right. The majority of Americans have experienced some natural disaster. Only 14% consider themselves a, quote, disaster veteran. For those who've lived through it, they've experienced an average of 4 different ones in their lifetime. The aspects of a natural disaster people aren't prepared for: losing power for an extended amount of time, seeing the aftermath, and the amount of time it takes to get back to normal. Half of respondents think severe weather is becoming more common and believe it's getting stronger. Well, it's not more common and it's not any stronger, but it is there always.
No, but it did move. And I can see
It
where
did
more
move.
people would think that way
might.
because Very much so. Like we've talked about it.
Yeah.
When, during tornado season, all of a sudden
Yeah.
we're like, geez, why are we?
Yeah.
Seems
They
like
keep
Arkansas,
missing
and then they came out and they were like, hey, guess what? Y'all are right. It did kind of shift.
Yeah, no, it did shift. And so probably people who haven't experienced it before, and as scary as it is,
Right.
Plus, we don't know, and I don't want to be that guy, but how much of this, what's the worst disaster you've experienced or been near to or seen results of, not counting your love life? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rich. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I mean, probably the tornado that hit Hot Springs. I think it was about a year or two ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like the closest that I've ever been. Because that one, it was the one that like hit like right near the lake, and so it was just not even a quarter mile from where my apartment was.
Yeah.
And going out the next day and like seeing the damage that was caused from it and everything, I was like, geez, I'm glad I was on this side of the lake. But
So
I've never been involved in a tornado where the building that I was in was hit or
Right.
anything like.
yeah, I've had 3 experiences with tornadoes that were on different levels of bad. The first one was the biggest one, I guess, that's probably ever hit here, which is the one that hit out Art Street and all that area. And then I think it went up maybe to, where did it go after that? It hit somewhere else too, up a little bit north of us. But that one was a mile wide and killed 6 people at a gas station at the corner of Art Street and Dixon.
That wasn't the tornado. That was me.
Yeah, no, that gas station was just gone.
It was gone. Huh?
Yeah, but I've talked about it before, but I've seen a lot of things in my life, but the aftermath
Is it
of that,
thunders?
right? Ironically, the aftermath of that was one of the worst things I've ever seen. I was shocked driving through that area because it wasn't long before they declared martial law and had police out there, so you couldn't go through it. No, they didn't want people to loot and all that. But I saw a house upside down. I saw a truck in a tree, and I don't mean slightly. I mean in a tree way up in the air. But it looked like a nuclear
Like
bomb.
a war zone, yeah.
It looked like a bomb.
Oof.
It was the most devastating thing I've ever. I was like, man, that's unbelievable.
I can imagine.
I mean, it just mowed stuff down. The second one, and I never saw that particular tornado that was a mile wide. Most people didn't see it unless you were way far back because it was a mile wide.
Right.
And it was dark. But the one that I did see was the one when I was going down 630 towards downtown, and that's the one that hit Harvest Foods downtown. And I was coming down the freeway. As a matter of fact, I was driving a little Eagle Talon,
Okay.
like a Mitsubishi Eclipse, And I noticed that the water on the freeway was starting to, the freeway was starting to flood a little bit.
Oh.
And the water was coming up, and I'm like, oh man, I'm starting to get worried that
That'd be
maybe
a weird
it
experience,
was a
man.
super weird experience. I was like, what is this flash flood, And so I was slowing down, and then when the lightning flashed, and it started flashing pretty good, I could see the tornado crossing
Oh my gosh.
the freeway, and I literally turned around and went the other way.
Yeah.
Literally, I didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
And that was pretty crazy. Then the other one, and the worst one, for me at least, was the one that not too far ago, and it wasn't a horrible tornado event really for the most part, but it was the one where it went over to North Little Rock and Sherwood area.
Yeah.
And my son, he had an apartment in Sherwood at the time. And I still get worked up just thinking about it because it was just too freaky to me because he called me. He was like, Dad, I'm scared. And he's a grown person.
Right.
He goes, I can, he goes, I don't know, I can hear it. And I was like, what? And he said, I can hear it. It's coming. And it literally went right over his building and hit like a block on the other side of him, But I was just terrified for him. He was terrified, which made me terrified.
Well, and
you know what I
especially
mean?
hearing it as it's
Oh, my
happening,
God,
man. That's
yeah.
a whole
It's a whole different level of terror for me that I never had anticipated before. Turkey said, I go out after storms. I'm an active first responder. We clear debris. I usually fly my drone to look overhead. We also have folks that go help others, such as Valonia and Mayflower. Yeah, Valonia, God love them. They're like
Yeah,
a
man,
tornado
they've been-
magnet, man.
Yeah.
They've been hit so many times there. There a couple times just devastatingly. And that's in the past 20 years, I know.
Well, it kind of looked like that this last year, man. That I don't know if you call it the northeast corner or what of Arkansas. Just really was where pounded, man.
Yeah, no, it is that's horrifying. I think there's a lot of them are scary, but that's just the most powerful, quickly destructive, and uncontrollable, unstoppable thing. I mean, I guess if you're in the right kind of shelter, even an F5 wouldn't hurt you.
Right.
But man, those big tornadoes like that, if it hits you direct, it's a problem.
When I was in, and I don't know, it does seem like it's a northern thing over a southern thing, and I've never quite understood why, especially because you guys do get tornadoes down here. But in Michigan, we didn't have storm shelters. You just went down into your basement.
Well,
But down here, like, what is the deal? Y'all don't like basements or something, or what?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know why it is that we don't have basements like they do in the north.
Yeah.
I mean, some people do, but most homes don't. I don't know the why of that.
I just
to be honest
always
with you.
wondered, like, was it an add-on or something that they were just like, we'll skip the $5,000 basement for our safety?
I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with ground. I don't know why. But we don't have a lot of those here. But
Well, I would love to find out why.
once you hear one, you'll never forget the sound,
Yeah.
mistress. No, it
I've heard the freight train. is
yeah,
what it
I mean,
always-
but you can go on YouTube or TikTok now, and you can actually hear it, and you can understand why they say it sounds like a train. But
Right.
when it's near you, the sound is deafening. You ever seen War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise?
Oh, yeah.
You know how that thing goes.
Yeah, it's just
it's such a pronounced
chaos.
sound like that it's like it's freaky.
I would imagine.
I've never, hurricanes obviously not a big threat here in Arkansas, so it doesn't frighten me. Plus, like I said, they're coming forever.
We'll get, the rain bands from them and
Yeah,
stuff,
that's
but-
about it. I mean, once we had one come up through Louisiana that kind of, sort of got some harder rain here, I guess.
Yeah.
But other than that, if a hurricane gets up here, it's a real hurricane for sure. Yeah. Now, we are overdue an earthquake. We have been since I was a kid, they say, at least, which is because we're on the New Madrid fault line here.
Right.
And that's a big fault line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
That could activate the Ring of Fire and... Yeah.
Well, it could. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people forget that in 1980, Mount St. Helens erupted. I mean, that's not that many years ago. And that, when it erupted, 80 miles around it was just
Right.
gone.
Right.
Gone, bro. Just gone. Just gone.
Come again.
Just wiped out.
Right.
Yeah. That being said, that would be clearly the most powerful thing that could happen. Tom said because of the flooding issues and the ground is not porous enough, too much clay, and it makes it way more expensive to make a basement. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Turkey said Tornado Alley shifted. Yes. He said they. Hold on, let me.
Said Tornado Alley has shifted. They used to develop in Oklahoma and fade out in mid-Arkansas. Now they form over there by him in the western side and tear up central/eastern Arkansas.
Yeah, you see that a lot. It and I knew that instinctively. I've talked about it for at least almost a decade, not quite a decade, 7-8 years at least, because I remember growing up that almost seemed like every tornado, if it was going to happen, if there were going to be tornadoes in Arkansas, you could bet Saline County was going to get one.
Yeah.
You could bet on it. It was like clockwork. We were definitely going to get it. And Saline County, I don't know if that county has seen more tornadoes than any other county in Arkansas, but I'd bet it's high up there. It's got to be because there was a time where they always came through there. And then slowly but surely that migrated to north of us a little bit where it passes over most of Saline County now. You might get some on the periphery, but not as much direct hits as we used to take.
Well.
I mean, it used to be out, that area, like that way out Arch Street, out Mapleville, Bauxite type area, all that area was getting hit all the time. You know? They said Tactical said Mexican food trucks activate the Ring of Fire.
Well, I wouldn't doubt that.
No, that's very true. That's a good point, man. Yeah.
Saline County, with all your methanese and meth use, you've probably had your fair share of tornadoes that you've seen out there.
Yeah, no.
In one way or another.
One way or another, you're right about that. That's all very true. Very true. All right, let's move on to a little bit more fun topic, shall we? I now listen. I know that my guy Bundy and Jamie have been out there. I don't know that they were impacted by this, but panic at Burning Man. They had a rough start. 50-mile-an-hour winds ransacked things, but it got a lot worse yesterday. It was announced that the famous Orgy Dome was destroyed by the dust storm, rendering it no longer erect. So those who plan to stick it out at Burning Man can still enjoy the festival's workshops and activities, but no Orgy Dome for you, my friend. That's right. You made that journey all the way to Burning Man only to have the Orgy Dome destroyed.
Man, I heard that storm really pounded them hard.
Man, it must have. I mean, it just really got in there, didn't it? Yeah, just really got in those guts. What? Yeah, that's. I'm sure these people were. I wonder if the Orgy Dome had people in it when that happened, or if it was after. Well, is there an after hours in the Orgy Dome? I figure once it's open, once the light's on, it's on, right?
Define what you mean by in it.
Well, I'm saying were people in there, naked when the wind started blowing, and all of a sudden they got, sand up their ass crack. And by the way, if you've ever not,
imagine getting in there and being like.
All the movies where they tell you that, or you see people getting it in on the beach, and you're like, so romantic.
No.
It is until it isn't.
Right.
Because once you realize where sand can go that you don't know, it is hard to get out. Okay. Very difficult to get out. Just know that it's not as pleasant as you think. All right, so the Orgy Dome gets destroyed.
Latasha Tom said at least everyone still got wet.
Fair enough. If you know how to do it right, there's serious money that comes from OnlyFans, right? So you don't have to worry about the rain there.
That was a great follow-up headline.
Thank you. It doesn't necessarily have to mean doing X-rated content. Sophie Rain is 20 years old. Said she made almost as much money as LeBron James last year. She says she's a Christian, still a virgin, but people still pay to see her content to the tune of almost $82 million in the last 12 months. $82 million. Man, in 12 months. And but she's a Christian and still a virgin. See, I like that. I'm a Christian virgin naked person.
Hey, you know what?
Doing things. You know what I mean?
I didn't even say she was naked, though.
I guarantee you didn't make $82 million not being naked, bro. Nobody makes $82 million doesn't take clothes off somewhere, bro. I mean, come on, tell me somebody. LeBron James? No, he's somewhere. Saline County is 6th with 38 tornadoes since 2000. Well, what are the top 5, Turkey? Can you tell us that? If Saline is 6th. I would think Pulaski's got to be up there.
As far as like places that have been blown
Faulkner, through? Yeah. So this Sophie Rain made $82 million. Let's see what she's about. Hold on, I'll just pull her pay. Let's see if I can pull it up here real quick.
You would jump on that.
Jump on it. Yeah, no, she's showing proof of it with her bank account. But yeah, she definitely she's a clothes taker off her and do her things.
I mean,
and good for her. I mean, she's getting paid now.
Maybe she leads Bible study on it.
Yeah, without clothes on.
Right. Naked Bible study.
Yeah.
Yay. Way to spread the
Thy
love.
rod and thy staff comfort me. What? It's a biblical quote. What? All right, one more of these. One person's wacky social media joke, another company's cause for termination. Kenny Rua is or was a salesperson at Ziegler Honda in Racine, Wisconsin. He was relieved of his duties after a joke he told on social media in which he implied that he looked happier because he just sold a single mom a car 10,000 over sticker. Well, apparently there was backlash. To his credit, he owned the lapse in judgment by apologizing, admitting it was a bad joke and there was no truth in it, but it cost him his job. The dealership's still dealing with bad reviews and negative responses from the community over the incident. What?
I'm just saying, oh yeah, you stepped in it, man.
Yeah, no, when you go on social media and you say, yeah, sold a single mama car, 10,000 over sticker, you just became the Loki.
Right?
You're the bad guy, the villain du jour. You're the Thanos
For real.
of the car world all of a sudden. You know, what a monster you are.
Thank you for volunteering yourself as tribute now. We'll all watch you die
Yeah, right.
via the internet.
So Pulaski County had 54. They're number one tornadoes. Faulkner 47. Lone Oak 42. There's nothing to hit in Lone Oak, so that's why you don't ever hear about it. White 41. I am surprised by that. That's Searcy area, White County.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, Pulaski, number one, that's me, Jacksonville.
Yeah, and then number 5, Craighead County with 39. Yeah, I am surprised to find out that Lone Oak, White, and Craighead are above Saline. But I don't know. I mean, I just don't remember. I guess Searcy being hit a lot, but I guess they must have their fair share over there.
Well, I mean, I think
Searcy in that general area.
it would make sense because Lone Oak and White are right next to each other.
Yeah.
So, it may get.
Where's
make it,
Craighead?
I have no idea.
Okay.
What?
No,
I don't even know where Craig at.
I don't know either. I was just curious if you did. Okay, that's all right. That you don't know all the counties of Arkansas. I don't either, bro. I just heard a county or a city the other day in Arkansas. I was like, we have one of those?
Right?
I was like, really? Okay. You know, we have everything. We have a Sulphur Springs. They have a Sulphur Springs in Texas. We have a Paris. We have a London. We have all kinds of,
Right.
towns in Arkansas that I'm like, oh, really?
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, Jeff? How you doing, man? All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back in just a minute, whether we should or not.
In the right space, you style a certain eloquence. The masses drawn in like a magnet, seducing a room with no need to convince, finding themselves warm deep in your pocket. If it's story painting, you're the Picasso. Every stroke is you in full color. Look on stage, it's the maestro. But what about when the show's over? It's over when the gallery closes and the audience leaves, and the only people left are just you and me. What happens when they figure out that all they've really seen is a collection of your forgeries? The finest brushes are proudly displayed, the best canvas and solid oak frames, like a studio in the heart of Marseille, the vibrant colors of a con game, showing off your truest talent by painting me in this corner. The canvas isn't even dry, but they all see you as a mourner. Oh, in mourning, when the gallery closes and the audience leaves, and the only people left are just you and me. What happens when they figure out that all they've really seen is a collection of your forgeries? The tour of our friends is almost complete. Your paintings hang on their walls. Wonder when they find out the cheat, if they'll regret that investment at all. Are they gonna regret? Are they forgeries.
We're going to figure this out again before long,
Are
right?
you new here?
I am. I'm the new guy. Forgive me. I am. I'm the new guy here, man.
So I was telling Tactical yesterday. We were talking about the upcoming Mario Kart tournament.
Yeah, that is Sunday, 1 o'clock at Autosave Arcade in Bryant, and hope everybody will come out.
Absolutely, just $10. You just pay it there to get registered.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. That's right. To compete, it's $10. Yes.
Right. So, well, he said he might be able to make it down. Because originally he thought he wasn't going to be able to. He
This
thought it
is
was
Turkey?
later. Yeah, this is Turkey.
Okay, cool.
He thought that it was going to be later in the evening.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
more of a family day for him. But he said since it's, 1 o'clock, he may come down for a little
Oh, well,
bit.
that'd
so
be
I
cool.
said, well, that would be awesome. Absolutely right. But two, I said, since you're this self-proclaimed master of Mario Kart, and I mean, even little Doggy's been in comments telling us, bring your own tissues and stuff because you're going to leave us crying.
Well,
So I
do
feel
you want
it's.
facts or not?
I feel since there's, and I've never seen you play Mario Kart.
Sure.
So I feel it's only fair when the championship match comes, if you're in it, if you haven't already been eliminated.
Right. If I hadn't.
And everything's
no,
going, masterfully for
I
you.
should honestly have buy rounds all the way to the end, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to people. I just means I have to devastate more than one person.
Right. So I feel in the championship match, it's only fair, even out the playing field a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If Andy is there to, randomly give you a shock with the taser while we're playing. I think,
Why would this?
just
First
helps
of all, it
even
would
it
not
out.
change anything. But no,
Wait, you said it would not change anything.
no, it's not
So
going
you're
to change
confident.
the end result. But I'm
Okay.
not going to do that. No, I'm not a fool.
I mean, if it's not going to change anything, why not, man? It'd be entertaining.
Well, no. Let's say no. Let's just say no to that.
What's up, Mark? What's up, Eric?
But we will talk about this. And I believe this may be an Arkan. Is this an Arkansan? Yes, it is. It sure is. Daisy Holstein was forced to go vegan earlier this year after developing a severe allergy to meat and dairy seemingly overnight.
Oh,
She said, I was walking up with my eyes swollen shut. She's 36 from Mountain Home. Said the hives were all over my body, my scalp, my hands, the bottoms of my feet. Her tragic cheeseburger-free illness could happen to anyone. A lovely young lady. There she is. There's Daisy right there, buddy. Lovely young lady.
right.
Unfortunately, she can no longer put meat in her mouth. What? What's wrong with you? The culprit, a Lone Star tick, whose bite has saddled thousands of Americans with a bizarre condition that can trigger life-threatening reactions to meat and dairy. Once virtually unheard of, cases of alpha-gal syndrome, AGS, are now on the rise across the country, with one hot spot lurking just outside of New York. But Holstein's nightmare began on a trip to Nashville in December, when she noticed a crop of red patches on her skin. The mom of two dismissed it as an Asian glow. Now, wait a second. Is that the same one? Hold on. Yeah, no, it is. Okay, just making sure there. She just wrote it off to an Asian glow, a red flushing of the skin that's common after drinking alcohol. She took Benadryl and, it went away, seemingly.
Because that's a great combination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alcohol and Benadryl.
Yeah. Well, why not? When the red splotches popped up again days later, she tried a steroid. By the following weekend, I was hiving out. They were everywhere. Her doctor suggested testing for AGS. She was skeptical. A remote nurse case manager with United Healthcare. She lives in a rural patch of Arkansas, travels a lot for work, frequently in patients' homes. She hadn't spotted a tick or noticed any signs of a bite or even the classic bullseye rash. There she is showing her rash right there. Not to mention, she'd learned about AGS years before. I couldn't imagine having to deal with it. I'm literally going to die if I ever get that diagnosis, she thought. I'm a big red meat eater. If I'm going to a restaurant, I'm going to have a steak. See, I told you what it is. She liked meat in her mouth, and now she can't do that. Because the blood test is expensive and not always covered by insurance, the doctor suggested a wait-and-see approach and referred her to a dermatologist. Well, the dermatologist diagnosed her with something else and threw everything at the wall. First came antihistamines, then Xolair, an injectable medicine that suppresses the immune system. Next up was methotrexate. That's a drug used to treat cancer and autoimmune diseases. That's what I take. Made her hair fall out. Yeah, that's what caused mine to fall out. She was plagued by lethargy, still no relief. She said, I was desperate at this point. I went from taking a pill a day to 10 or 15. The stress was starting to wear her down. She said, I was irritable. I'm raising a baby, raising a teenager, and on top of that, I was itchy all the time. Yeah, that's a bad combo.
Right? Oof.
I mean, really. So she turned to ChatGPT because she couldn't count on her doctors. And ChatGPT suggested an elimination diet, which she embraced by cutting out gluten and meat, leaning into bland fish and vegetables, and the hives vanished. I was finally without hives for a week straight. And then it was May, 5 months after it started. She reintroduced red meat into her diet. She said the hives came roaring back.
Wow.
And then they confirmed. She said, I could have cried getting that diagnosis. So she did have, in fact, that AGS. It doesn't trigger reactions to every animal product. It was easier to cut it all out than obsess over every ingredient, she said. Man, that's tough right there. You know, you go from living a regular life to all of a sudden you can never eat
Meat again.
yeah,
Red meat.
at least red meat. Yeah, I wonder almost if that was a manufactured, like, did PETA manufacture that? Do they have a lab somewhere?
And they just dropped
They
a...
said, how can we make people stop eating red meat?
Right?
Let's get them, let's try ticks. We'll start in the South where they eat the most red meat.
That's crazy.
I mean, is it implausible anymore after COVID? Is anything implausible?
No.
Is anything implausible?
No.
After weather manipulation, COVID, I mean, how many times we're going to have the wool pulled over our eyes?
We're all living in a simulation.
Yeah, it could be. Could be a simulation. It's as plausible as anything else, isn't it?
It unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
But that would be...
I'm not.
That would be
I'm an NPC.
crazy.
I'm a non-playable character. You can't play me. Have Rich spin the old wheel. If he lands on something I could administer, we do it Sunday with a crowd. Oh, Rich, that does sound amazing. We could do that right there on the spot, couldn't we, buddy? Man, that's a good idea. Tactical. You really are kind of an executioner, aren't you? You really like that stuff.
Man, I'm feeling like on Sunday I'm going to need some extra sleep or something. Yeah.
You're going to need something, buddy. I'll tell you that. You're going to need something. Is there any kind of food that like, if you had to give it up, man, it would just kill you?
Probably meat.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like, I couldn't imagine going through that. Man, that would suck.
Yeah.
Like, you all of a sudden got to switch from steak to tofu and can't believe it's not meat. And,
Yeah, all that
Yeah.
crap, man. I mean, that would be just horrible. Now, I wonder though, if you still got chicken, you're good. If you still got chicken,
because it's not.
I mean, if you still got chicken, you can still live. I mean, would I miss a
That's
burger?
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rest of my life, I might even take hives 2 or 3 times a year
Just to have the
just
burger.
to eat the burger. You know, but
I guess I could do it
but
if it was
you
just
had
chicken.
if you had chicken left, you can still do a lot with that. Now,
All right.
If I couldn't eat anything like that, no protein meat,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, you're
That's
just
a problem.
vegetables, leaves, and,
That'd be tough, man.
you know,
I'd probably be
tofu.
much better off.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'd probably should just go lay down somewhere and let ticks bite me, see if I can get that and save my fat ass. You
Do
know
that,
what I mean?
man. Let me know how that works
Yeah,
out for you.
I would find a way to get fat regardless of the
mean-
meat. I promise you that. I would still find a way.
Coming in,
Does-
eating a lettuce
that's
donut.
What I need is a tick to bite me and make me hate donuts, or I can't eat those. If I could get that, I'd be all right. You know? All right. Now, this, we're going to go from meat to vegetables.
Oh, okay.
Okay, is that all right?
We're just covering the whole
Well,
food
the
chain
food
today.
chain, yeah. This is
Pyramid.
this is a little different, though. I mean, I don't know how many of you like cucumbers.
No.
Are you a cucumber fan?
I'm not really, but I would
like
understand that
pickles,
you
don't
are.
You like pickles, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I get it.
I don't go around, eating them by themselves or anything. But
You don't eat them on sandwiches. You
well,
don't
yeah,
eat
but that's not by itself. It's not like I just,
okay.
hamburgers.
You don't eat them on a
couple
salad,
pickle
like
slices.
a little cucumber on your salad or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes.
Okay. So you like it? Yeah.
Right.
A young woman had to make an emergency room visit to a hospital following a bout of extreme sex after a king cucumber. First of all, did you know there was a king cucumber?
I did not.
Well, why don't you look up king cucumber real quick? Seriously, look it up and see it compared to other ones so you can tell people. Go ahead.
Let's see here. Oh, that's a Palace King hybrid cucumber.
Pretty big
Yeah,
cucumber.
yeah, it's a pretty
Would you
large
say that's a
cucumber.
large cucumber, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's not the little gherkin.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No Vlasics around here.
No, it's definitely not Vlasic. So after a king cucumber became stuck inside her,
Damn.
Marina, 21, who has changed her name, was admitted to a hospital in Western Russia last week with spasms and pain in what?
You think?
In what?
Oh, yeah.
In what? It ain't the front door.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, yes. That's right. In her anus.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, despite her initial vague complaints, a diagnosis was made almost immediately after the man who brought her in explained a cucumber had been lodged inside her during intimate session between the two. He admitted they tried to pull it out to no avail. That had to be quite the conversation there.
Wow.
What do you mean it's gone? What do you mean you can't get it out? No, get it out. Get it out. I can't.
I can't. It's...
Once that trap door shut. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes that thing, ding, ding.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. According to this, doctors were able to remove the vegetable and prescribed a rectoscopy. That's a procedure to examine the, well, you know what I'm talking about, to ensure that it was not damaged and that all the foreign objects had been removed because, maybe there were more than one thing.
Right.
Who knows what they could
While we're up here, let's take a look,
Yeah.
see what else we
They
can
could have
find.
started with a carrot.
Right.
You could have a whole stew in there. Upon further examination, the cucumber, doctor still had one question. Why had the cucumber been bitten? The couple chose not to provide an answer and instead quietly left the hospital. However, the question of the obviously bitten vegetable remains unanswered.
Wow.
Now, I'm not sure.
Sounds like an episode of what Sex Sent Me to the ER show or whatever.
It does, doesn't it? Now, you might think, hey, is this isolated? This is the latest incident of a cucumber inside someone's rectum comes after an unnamed man from Colombia went to a hospital complaining of pain and that he was unable to walk comfortably, but he wasn't quite sure what the issue was. Why do you do this? Why do you go in and tell them you don't know? You do know. You know what you put in there.
Because they're embarrassed, man.
Well, of course they're embarrassed.
But at that
Put a
point,
cucumber
I mean-
up your ass.
Hey.
But if I'm going to the doctor, I need him to. Perplexed doctors took an x-ray and found a cucumber lodged in his ass. The patient was less transparent, however, and proposed a theory that the vegetable must have, quote, grown inside of him from a seed he ate because he eats a lot of cucumbers at home.
Wow.
Yes, because there's fertile soil in that colon. People use manure, right? You know that, Doc. Are you a farmer, bitch? Okay, I know about farming. It grew there. I swear to God. I also have a vineyard in my...
Don't you remember being told when you were a kid, don't eat watermelon seeds. It'll cause watermelon to grow in your tummy.
I do remember that. Yeah, they did say that.
Same thing with cucumbers. Man.
Yeah, no, it's
Very
clearly-
plausible.
Very plausible, yeah. Actually, says it was quickly dismissed by doctors. Well, that's rude. I mean, just I'm going to throw it out right away that it couldn't grow there. Why?
Maybe
Because
he
there's
identifies as a
no
field.
sun, no water, can't grow there. The mystery of how a cucumber ended up his backside no closer to being solved. Oh, it's solved. He put it there.
Right.
and it got away from him because he didn't put it on a leash. I guess you got to put your cucumber on a leash. Why does Brandon say, Rich, tell your carrot story?
I have no idea.
You know, the doctor looked at him over the top of his glasses, mistress. No, absolutely. The doctor looked at him over the top of his glasses and really, you don't know how it got there, son.
I tripped.
Yeah, that's the one. I remember the guy who went to the yard with the shampoo bottles, and he said he fell in the shower. And I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. If you fell and landed on it, it would have destroyed you. No, you lubed up that bottle of Johnson & Johnson, and you went to town, and you got a little too carried away.
Right.
Tasha Mack said, Brandon, I thought it was a banana.
Yeah.
Jeff thinks it's funny that he said it grew there. I mean, I guess, any answer will work when you're on the spot and trying to figure out.
Right?
You would think on the way to the look, if you're going to the hospital and you're going to deny that you put this cucumber.
You think you're coming up with a better story?
Yes.
Right.
I'm not leaving until I have a plausible story. It's going to be one for the
Well,
record.
no, we live in the days of AI, Chat GPT, that shit.
Yeah.
He texted on the way.
What?
How can I
How can I explain this to the doctor?
Right.
Yeah.
And not admit that I'm the one that did it.
Are you beginning to use Chat GPT more?
Oh, dude, I finally downloaded the Chat GPT app on my phone
have
the
it
other
too.
day. Dude, it's everything, man.
Man, it does a
There's
lot.
nothing, and I know because we were talking about this in the show chat the other day. Because Gunnar, when he was working on everything, he was like, "Oh, Grok came out with a new thing or whatever," and I was like, "Man, Grok is cool and all. Don't get me wrong, but ChatGPT seems to have just been blowing away the AI game, man."
Yeah, right now I seem to get better results from Chat GPT, though I like Grok, and maybe there are different applications
What's up,
where
buddy?
one would be better than the other.
Well, this is what I think. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
But
What up, Eddie?
I think you have so many people that started using ChatGPT, and that's AI learns how.
So, because it's a learning model, you think it's getting more experience than Grok.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
There's more people putting way
told
more
you-
info into it, and yeah.
My wife, I thought she was asking Siri a question. She was asking Chat GPT, and it was the longest, most rambling question I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
60, 70% of it wasn't even a question. It was just exposition about the question. That was unnecessary, and I'm like, oh, it's never going to understand what she's saying. Watch this. It sure did. And I was like, wow. And she's got it with a different voice and a personality. It's super cheerful, super encouraging, and I'm just like, you're really talking.
It's
to
your
this
own.
thing.
It's your own virtual hype
But it
thing,
is.
man.
It's a little friend,
Right.
that a lot of people are starting to, and now as soon as you can attach that little friend to a synthetic body,
Right. It's over.
we're all doomed.
Game over, man.
It's done. It's done because there's going to be a new crop of robot dudes that do dishes and laundry without being asked in the right way.
Right.
And dry and fold and put up.
Oh, yeah,
They're
dude,
going to
it's
do all
over.
that and serve it up.
And
you
on the
know.
flip side,
And on the flip side,
they're going to let us play
You're gonna-
video games and make pizza rolls and
I'm
everything
going to be able
for
to
us.
play video games on the same thing that I'm having sex with.
Right. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to be plugged in one way or another here. That's what's going on. What are we putting in the port today? Is it controller or is it me? I don't know.
You want the PS20 or do you want
The
my
PB.
joystick?
The
Right.
PB.
The PB joystick.
That's terrible. Turkey says Copilot is the best in my opinion. I'm not familiar with that. That's another AI, Copilot. Have you heard of that one?
I think it's built in with Microsoft, so that's all I know.
Okay.
Is every time I'm on my laptop here, my work computer, then
Sometimes brothers can out you.
yeah, I saw the
Matt
comment.
said
I have no
Rich
idea
likes
what he's
corn on the
talking
cob.
about.
I know what he's talking about, like cucumbers. Your brother knows. He says you're a corn guy. You like the cob. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
It means something, doesn't it? What does it mean? That's your brother, you know. Why don't you tell the truth?
No.
You had a little too much fun on one of those,
Nope.
one of those Indian corns.
Nope, definitely not.
One that had the big stalk, the big brightly multicolored
right, yeah.
corn. That's the one.
Those
with
were
the
fun,
green
man.
stuff. Yeah. See, I mean, they're like the king cucumbers, right? Only less giving.
Yeah.
That. I don't even know what to say, man.
I don't know either. I don't. Yeah.
I don't know how we started on Mario Kart and ended here because that is
Because
where
this
we
is
started.
you, and this is what we do.
It did. Oh no, Brandon said you're a corn husker now. I don't know what that means. It's terrible. You're so corny.
Stop. Jeez.
I'm just kidding.
Feeling the love, man.
Just kidding.
Feeling the love.
Just
So glad I
kidding, just
missed
kidding.
yesterday.
Yeah, the whole cucumber thing. That's
That's
maybe
nuts.
that's. I don't even understand. I mean, like of all things you can choose, a cucumber. I mean, you know, they make toys for this.
I mean, hey, man. It's
You know,
hard times, man.
They make toys
Look,
with a
look,
wider base at the bottom
a
so
dollar-
that it doesn't get sucked in.
$1.59, you know, king cucumber.
I guess, and you know what? When your girl's ready for go time,
Right. You
you
gotta.
got to work with what you got.
You've never had to improvise, man?
Yeah, I mean, if you got, you know, if maybe that moment came where she was finally like, fine, let's do this.
Let's do it right now.
Let's do it.
This is your
What
opportunity.
do you got?
Right?
King cucumber? I'll have to look and see, T-Mac, but count Tiana in. Count her in. She's in for sure. Yeah, it's the PC, also a phone app. It gives the best answers with the most info.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm not familiar with that one, but AI is getting scary good.
Dude.
And bear in mind, too, you're getting the AI they want you to have.
Right. Can you imagine the one they have?
Look, there's almost no product of any tech nature that comes out that's not light years ahead already when you get the version of it you
absolutely.
get because of defense application, military application. And so if you think we don't have real deal AI,
If you don't think we have robots right now walking around doing stuff
somewhere,
somewhere,
yes,
absolutely.
no, walking, talking, you know, like in
Solving solutions.
yeah, like Bishop in Aliens. You know, I mean, that's coming.
Right.
You know, it's very soon. Is there a buyback or losers bracket? Maybe so. Not a buyback, but maybe a losers bracket. We'll see. It is possible. Yeah, I think I have to look at how it plays out. But there's 3 rounds. I know that, and so I think it goes from 16 to 8 to 4. No, so there's no buyback really. 16 to 8 to 4. So the first 16 play a cup, and 8 remain. Those 8 face off, and then 4 remain. And then those 4 face off, 2 remain, and that's it. You know, so that's how it's going to go, and that should take about 2.5 to 3 hours. Wash the cucumber off and give it to a neighbor you don't like, Scotty. Scotty, you're a real bad person. Okay. Real bad person. I just want you to know that. Wow. And if you're going to give it to a neighbor you don't like, don't rinse it off. I mean, at least.
Gross.
What? Well, if you're going to be nasty, be nasty. Don't half-ass it. Oh, that's the wrong one. No, we're out of control. We're out of control.
Bare feet on the dashboard, wind in your hair. That sundress swaying like you just don't care. Radio playing our favorite tune. You laugh like the stars all showed up too soon. I don't need a map, don't need a plan. Got the world sitting right here in my hand. 'Cause baby, you feel like a summertime breeze, like a slow dance swaying in the Arkansas trees.
have been some echo or something.
I guess so.
You know,
I don't know.
I don't know either. But here we are. We have made it almost back to you. There we are.
Oh, there you go. Push
So
the camera
you
button.
were
Good job, man.
a guest on a podcast. Was it last night or night before?
It would have been the night before.
night
yeah,
before,
while I was
night before.
Yeah,
Tell them about it.
the Mac Man's podcast with Ontario Hill, man.
The Mac Man.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
his. Yeah, it's Mac Man's Media.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had me on, man. We were just he does a couple different podcasts, and of course we've crossed paths in the independent circuit. He's a
Okay.
manager of sorts, and
Okay.
bills himself as a savant on the mic. And man,
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, he can cut a promo, he can talk good.
Yeah, that's no. He is a good talker.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was great. We got on his podcast and just really talked about, what has helped us in advancing and promoting ourselves out through
Yeah.
social media and using it as a tool and, the
Sure.
necessary things and just, all the different things. And so we just discussed that. It was a good conversation, man, and giving advice to also just people in general, especially independent wrestlers, that, it's not just a hobby. It's not just a passion, but
Yeah.
you yourself, Patrick, Rich, whatever, we are our own business.
That's right, and that's how you have to look at everything. First of all, Jim and I are going to come in tomorrow if that's okay. Yes, Mistress, you and Jim are welcome to come in tomorrow.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, no, that's exactly right. You have to look if you are promoting something, whether you're an independent business person or you're promoting the other thing you're trying to do that you're passionate about. You have to look at it in a business standpoint, and you have to understand how social media works, what different social medias work different ways. There's some real basic things. Number one, consistency
Right.
is the number one thing in social media. If you're not consistent, then it's not going to work.
Right.
You have to, if you're going to do it one day a week, and that's all you're going to do it, then you make it the same time and same day every time.
Right,
And
right.
people will start showing up to it. But the more you post, the better off typically you are. But the thing, and we've talked a lot about this, the 80-20 rule, which is one of the big takeaways that on the blocks we had one day that was all about social media. And I'd heard something similar, but I really liked how they laid it out. But really the 80-20 rule, which is that 80% of your posts should be non-business, non-ask of your consumer related.
Okay, right.
So it should be a fun post, informative post, whatever, but not asking people to come to buy anything, patronize anything at all. So 2 out of 10, should it be your event or your feature or whatever. The other thing people don't realize, they think about Facebook like people are camped out on their page.
Right.
But that's not the fact. And so you have to look at it like in a radio show, for example, we knew that our audience turned over on average every 20 minutes. Yes, we had some people who listened to the whole show every
Right.
day. Okay, a good number of people who do. But we also know that every 20 minutes, the audience flips over because people are going to work, they listen to you on the way to work, and they have that 20-minute window.
Right.
So just because you say it 4 or 5 times in a show, yes, there are a handful of people who will hear it all 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
Most people will only hear it one time.
Huh.
And it's the same when you think about promoting on your Facebook page. Most people aren't just going to your page and camping out.
Right.
And if they are going to go there, why are they going to go there? Not to see you tell them yet again to come to another wrestling match, right? I mean, honestly, they've already seen that.
Right.
They know.
They know where you're
So
gonna be,
if
right.
all you've got on your page is promotion, then you have no bait.
Right.
You have no bait. And so what you're going to get from it is not the result you want. You need to have content that draws and then put out your things you need people to do or see.
Right.
Because once they find the content attractive, they're much more inclined to look into your event. And, you might think, I should only post my event once a day. Well, I mean, how many people do you want to see it?
Right.
Now you may find creative different ways to post it instead of posting it the same way every time repeatedly. Maybe use a different flyer because Facebook, for example, once you use a flyer so many times, it starts to suppress it in the algorithm.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, because it will consider it an ad. because you posted and reposted, it knows you're posting that image over and over and over.
Right.
And so it assumes that you're spamming people with this image. So change your image out, change your flyer out, change the way you write it, change the angle that you come.
Right.
You
Change
know,
it somewhere.
But most importantly, besides consistency, it is don't just beat people up with, buy this, do this, buy this, do this. Put that content out there. You don't have to be the funniest person in the world. Look, Laura shows me videos every single day on TikTok that she thinks are hilarious and I think suck.
Right.
And sometimes I say, yeah, that sucks. Sometimes I say, oh, that's cute. But there's a lot of them I don't love, but she does. And so you have to understand that while you may not think it's over the top funny, somebody might love it.
Right.
It's just about putting your persona out there. People buy from people they like. It's that simple.
Right.
People buy from people they like.
It's a great salesman's tip.
It is. I mean, it's just the truth.
It's the truth, yeah.
Yeah, it is the truth. They go back to Baskin Rich's spray. What is he talking about?
Talking about degenerate Jim and Mistress and people coming into the studio.
I got you. Yeah, no, to get around the musk that comes off of Rich Rockwell.
Right.
Yeah, because he has this real manly musk that emanates from the top of his head.
Mitchell was commenting earlier. He said, "How long am I going to grow my beard out?" And I was like, "I didn't even think it was getting that long."
No, you just got it cut not long ago.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, otherwise you'd look like ZZ Top. It is, beards are a big thing now.
They are, but I could never. I did grow it out one time, man.
That is grown out.
And it's not
That's a
though.
full beard.
Yes, but
I mean, now
I'm talking about like the length.
Oh,
and,
the Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, I didn't get it that. I started to, and then I was like, I just can't do it. But yeah, I have what's wrong with a full beard, man?
Nothing's wrong with it. I've rocked a beard before. They drive me crazy. It itches my face, and my wife doesn't like it, And that was really the deal when she was like, I don't like how it feels. I'm like, it's gone.
Right?
It's gone.
I don't know.
Brandon said, buy my feet pics. Yes, and see, there you go. So if you wanted to sell feet pics, for example, all right, you might have 2 posts that link to your only feet page, okay? And then you might have some other foot-related content, but it doesn't direct people to your page. It just makes you be the foot person, right?
Right.
So, it might be any number of things about feet. Then you got to have at least 2 of your videos of your 10 have to be you, not a video of something else that you shared, but of you engaging with your audience, just talking to them. It could be a short one, it could be a long one, doesn't matter. You just want to create a variety of content that brings people in that's not something that, because you know how it is when you keep getting calls like from the auto warranty company, your extended warranty call. Just because the more they call you, the madder you got.
Right.
If
they just do something entertaining with it.
Yeah, I've hung up on this call 82 times. Can you just start the call in a different way and do something else?
They'd send me, a TikTok of a screaming goat or something, and then at the end of it be like, the goat screaming because you need to extend your car warranty.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know what high karate is.
It's an old cologne. You're dating yourself with that, Jim. It's right up there.
I was like,
Old
okay.
Spice and English leather, my friend.
Actually, I wear alien.
T-Mac, some of that is stuff that I did learn at the blocks. You are right. But a lot of it, too, over the years, social media is... Look, I was an early adopter of social media, and so I've used it a really long time, and I was able to leverage it to craft a brand for myself.
You're a MySpace junkie.
I was a MySpace guy. I didn't even like Facebook when it first hit. I was on MySpace kicking it, man.
Put all the little code in for your MySpace.
Man. Yeah, you'd have
all
songs
sparkly
playing, songs playing, different things happening. Yeah, it was great.
You go to Patrick's MySpace.
People actually were sociable then.
Spice Girl starts playing.
That's right.
Right.
Do you want to be my one? First, you got to be my friend. Yeah, that's it. And MySpace was the shit. And so it was so interactive, and Facebook seemed weird when it first came to me. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Right.
Then everybody started jumping over, and I finally said, all right, I'll do that.
I miss MySpace.
But learned how to use that to reach out to people and connect with people,
Right.
you know, and that's what I've done. So a lot of it just comes from trial and error, to be honest with you. And I still wouldn't label myself. I mean, I could label myself an expert, but I think social media changes on every single day. And it changes so rapidly now that it's hard to keep
Well-
labeling yourself an expert unless you're just immersed in it nonstop.
You were also career-wise at the height of the flip of the switch to digital everything.
Yes.
I mean, I remember
true.
I was going through college when they were talking about all the radio stations were
Yes.
going to switch from analog to
digital.
this new digital antenna system
listen,
thing,
when-
and like that blew up a whole different level of things.
When my station that I was with came out with the app,
Yeah. That was huge for radio.
it was huge, and I at first was very resistant. As a matter of fact, I said, "So you want me? Let me get this straight. You want me to promote my replacement? Is what you're telling me? Is
Right?
that what you want me
No,
to
we
do?"
want you to embrace it, man. It'll
Yeah.
help you.
He's right. And I thought that was some corporate schlockery. But turns out, as you might imagine, in this case, they were right.
Right.
You know, it made it even easier for people to listen, even
Right.
easier for people to connect, even easier to be part of it, you know. Now, in long term, it's done exactly what I thought it would do, which is destroyed a lot of local radio, you know. But still, it just was an amazing way to connect with people even more. And so once I realized that, I was like, oh, no, this tool's awesome.
Right.
You know, I can really work with this and use this, you know. But they have used it for exactly what I said. I mean, if you look at the landscape of radio right now, how many local radio personalities do you know that are still in the market, still actively out and about? When's the last time you saw a radio remote popping off that you
Right.
went to follow the personality somewhere?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Which I wish we'd bring back, man.
Yeah,
And
I
I've
mean,
talked about that with this, that we
but
should be out in the
it-
public some.
We
but-
should, and we should do more. But the problem with it is that, you know, if you look at radio prior to that era, the whole social media era,
Right.
all right, that was the heyday because you first of all, you didn't sometimes even know what they looked like.
Right.
I can remember
You'd have an
people-
image in your mind.
Yes, I can remember people coming to me over and over again. You don't look anything like I thought.
Yeah, no.
And I would hear that. Man, if I heard it once, I heard it a billion times.
Right.
And I had a standard answer, which is either you thought I looked really big and fat
That's what I
in
thought.
overalls, or I'm like a really tall, skinny redhead who's just lost his mind, you know. And neither of which were the case.
Yeah.
But still, people it was the era where if you did a remote, it meant something because people were like, oh, it's a chance to meet them.
Right. It's a chance
It's a chance to see them in person.
Absolutely.
You know, and you were enigmatic, you were mysterious, you were interesting, you were cool.
Right.
You know, then social media comes along and all that changed because you could see them, you could have access to them. All of a sudden, these
You
enigmatic
have to see how ugly
characters.
we really are.
That's right. These enigmatic characters became accessible in the nth degree.
Right.
And so all of a sudden, when you have a remote, nobody cares because I see him every day.
Right.
I
right.
talk to him regular on Facebook. I see him on Facebook. I see his videos. I know what he looks like. I know what he's about. They video some of the show, whatever it may be, you know, and that changed the game. And I knew instinctively that in order to remain successful and relevant, it meant I had to dial in and be more connected to people than before.
Right.
You know, because of that accessibility, that it changed from, you know, I'm up here and I'm some kind of celebrity and come see me to hey, you know, let's talk with each other.
Right.
Let's be connected here. And I was always a connector anyway. That was my bag. But I'm saying when that happened, it really went into overdrive because I'm like, yeah, that's the only way you're going to keep people involved is by connecting with them and making it a better, more personal, relatable, meaningful experience than just coming up and getting a CD.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, absolutely. I was going to ask, and like Little Doggy was saying, that he had met several people on MySpace.
Yes.
And was good friends with them. How do you, and this goes in, I guess, to that whole 80-20 rule, but really, how do you network socially? I mean, I guess is the easiest way to put it, virtually, really. Because, networking opportunities come from meeting,
Right.
for, again,
Well-
example, perfect prime example, how
Yeah.
we met. I networked with you at the
You
wrestling event.
network in a different way. You network by being out and about, as we talked about. You network.
So the formula is still the
The
same.
formula never changes. The formula never changes. More connections with people
Right.
where they feel value and you provide value.
So do you think that, doing a remote broadcast, even though nobody's going to show up, is still a great
No.
way to network
Hell
and
no.
promote yourself?
No, I think there are times where doing something remotely, though, can be great.
Right.
It just depends on what it is, but not the old school way. Not the old school
Not
way.
showing up outside of
Not
the,
parking at
grocery
the car
store and
dealership and trying to get people to come in and register to win something. Because who wants to come to a car dealership?
Right,
If you're
right.
not trying to buy a car.
Right.
Nobody. Right. So Brandon said he thought I was an angry leprechaun. Jim said I always pictured Patrick as a redheaded Guy Fieri before I saw his face. Yeah. This is not uncommon at all.
Yeah.
That's exactly the kind of stuff I would hear.
I always
you know.
had you and
Corey?
yeah,
Mixed up?
mix. I had you swapped. I figured he
Yeah.
was the skinny guy and you were the fat guy.
Yeah, well, I kind of am the fat guy. He was just the fatter guy. Sorry, just saying, yeah, but yeah, man, it's all about connecting with people. Whatever you're gonna do, the more you connect with people.
But that's
the
what I
better
was
off
saying
you
is
are.
like, how do you network virtually to promote yourself outside of just
Well,
pandering and going, oh, like the
Did you-
YouTube, like the
okay,
page.
so what did you do 2 nights ago?
Huh? Yeah.
You were on a podcast,
Right.
That's a new networking thing.
Yep.
A lot of people have podcasts now, right?
Right.
A lot of people do.
And that's what we do. I mean, it's worked out. It's a great formula for us. Podcast spot for hey,
Yeah.
I'll come on your podcast. You
That's
come on
right.
our podcast,
and it's
that's
cooperative. That's a
right.
cooperative, and that's a network. Being at certain events. If we went to a concert, if we went to any kind of event, the Mario Kart tournament, that's a networking opportunity right there.
Absolutely.
You find them where you find them, and you make them happen. It's just, sometimes people still do the old school minglers,
Right.
Where you go down to the bar and it's a what do they call those? An after hours mixer or something like that.
like we did at the little party get together.
And again, we create our own network opportunities.
Right.
That's what we do.
Right.
So on social media, you can do it lots of ways. It could be based on comments. If a lot of people comment, look, here's a simple tip, okay? When you put something up, when you post something and someone comments, that comment is worth more than you imagine, because every single comment drives the algorithm. Now, not only does that, you can multiply that up times 3 or more if you comment back,
Right.
because the algorithm favors engagement over anything.
Oh,
So
okay.
if 2 people are talking in that comment stream, that's the most valuable real estate on Facebook, according to them. So your best bet, if you want to drive more views,
Is to
so
comment.
if you comment on the comment, if you comment back, and you keep doing that, it pushes you up the algorithm because it sees, high levels of engagement.
I gotcha.
Engagement is the number one
That's the
metric in
key.
social media.
Okay.
And so remember, you have to take that comment and mine it and make it worth more.
Gotcha.
It's not just to make you feel good,
Right.
right? I mean, yeah, they do. It's great. But really you use that, you mine that out, and that is new networking,
Right. That's the way- right.
Really appreciate the comment, man. That's awesome.
Hey,
man.
by the way,
Da-da-da.
come give me a
Yeah.
follow. Let's collaborate.
Yeah. Anything. Anything
That
at
makes
all
sense.
that will do it. And as long as you're engaging back and forth, that drives your numbers through the roof on that.
Okay.
That's
That's a really great point, though.
It is.
Because you're I even thought that, no, it just matters on the content and how many likes you get.
no, the
'Cause,
likes.
like I posted,
It is important to get likes,
I wished I would have loaded it in the system. I haven't.
but it's more important. I'd rather have a post with 100 likes and 50 comments
Right.
than I would a post with 500 likes and 10 comments.
Yeah.
Because the comments are where
what drives it up.
That's what you want. That's why it's, a lot of people post these silly questions or surveys or polls on social media.
Is to get the
engagement, the engagement level that it creates.
Right.
So if you ask a question instead of just posting something,
Right.
if you put a question with it, then what is that going to do? It's going to solicit engagement.
So we need to start putting like polls up on our live stream.
Maybe so.
Man.
Maybe so.
I think it'd be a fun idea.
I mean, even on the social media stuff like that, if I had enough hours in the day to do
Right.
all of these things for all of the things I do,
Right.
it'd be wonderful. But I'm running out of hours already. I need 3 of me just to do my job.
I feel that though.
Yeah.
I understand exactly what you mean.
No, I mean, it is busy. All right, let's do this right here. What do you say?
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear. Things just like this make you fear. Lying lunched on a dumb guy's knee, or a big hard fuck drowning some honey. Why you laughing? Why you laughing?
Well,
This shit ain't funny.
it could be funny.
This shit
It
ain't
might be funny.
This
I've
shit
got
ain't
a few of them here that we needed to do. I had some yesterday, and it was like, well, I didn't want to do it without you, man.
Aw.
I just didn't want to do that, buddy.
Master Dog becomes such a important part of the show.
Don't. No, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. I've got a really crazy one, but I'm going to save it just for a minute. Let's start with this. See, an Apopka, that's Florida. Spin the mofo wheel of wisdom. We'll get there. An Apopka man suffered an attack earlier this month after he yelled at a couple juvenile bears to stay away from his home.
Oh.
According to Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, which it's not uncommon for people to yell at bears to shoo them off, especially in
Not
places
very
where
effective.
sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But more, some people who experience it more are comfortable yelling at them. They don't fear them maybe the way you or I might.
Right.
But they said that the incident happened between 4 and 4:30 a.m. At the time, the man, Alexander Rojas, spotted the bears running across his front yard, prompting him to step out of his door and yell at them to, quote, haze them away. However, one of the bears didn't like that,
Yeah.
and he ran back at Rojas and attacked him, began biting him, clawing him. He was finally able to escape back into the house. He was taken to the hospital, and man, they had to set up a GoFundMe. Let me put it like that. That's
Wow.
how bad that it was. He said, one of the bears bit my forearm. I was able to break free and move toward the second bear in the front yard to deter it. At the beginning of the video, I can be heard yelling, trying to scare it away. Wasn't attempting to engage with the second bear in that moment. I had 3 options: attempt to open the door with a bear within 5 feet, run left where another bear was approximately 30 feet, or right toward the woods where the mother bear could potentially be. I evaded both bears hurtling over a vehicle and moving into a space down the street. I didn't harm or kill any bears, but
Sounds like a Mission Impossible skit. or
yeah, it
something.
sounds like he was trying like hell to get away, but he messed up. First of all, if you're going to step outside to yell at a bear,
Yeah, that's your first mistake.
Leave the door open.
Right. That's your first mistake.
Yeah, you want to be able to get back in the door.
If I'm going to yell at a bear, I'm going to do the whole like, hey, would you mind getting off of that?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, no.
One second.
That bear said, oh, you think you can yell? Okay, let me show you a thing.
Yeah, no,
Let me show you how much I care.
yeah. All right, this is. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go. A 22-year-old woman died after a severe allergic reaction during a CT scan.
Oh,
She just went in for a CT scan, bro. That's it. That's it. Letitia Paul went into anaphylactic shock during the scan, which used a special contrast agent at the Altovale Regional Hospital. This is in Brazil. Anaphylactic shock is a sudden, severe, life-threatening allergic reaction that occurs in the body. It has multiple symptoms: constriction of airways leading to difficulty breathing, swelling of the throat, drop in blood pressure. She was intubated at the hospital after the exam and subsequent allergic reaction. She then died less than 24 hours after the procedure on Thursday. A family member said their niece had a history of kidney stones and had been undergoing a routine checkup when the tragedy occurred. She was actually a graduate and had been pursuing a postgraduate studies in law and real estate. She's already been cremated at the Vatican crematorium. Man, that's one of those things where, as a parent, you don't even understand.
Right.
Your 22-year-old goes in for a procedure and never comes out.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. Tactical said, I'm allergic to the CT contrast.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Was that, I mean, I can't, and I imagine it had to be something that they gave her for the CT scan, like.
Well, the contrast agent that they use.
That's what caused
the allergic reaction. Yeah.
That makes sense. Donna LeBlanc says, "Hey, my friend.
What
peeping in
up,
from
Donna?
Sherwood."
What up, D? She's awesome. She's on. Okay, here you go. This is a little bit more shocking. Authorities found 6 severed heads on a road in part of central Mexico. The remains first reported by drivers using a road that links the states of Puebla and Tlaxcala. Another head and other human remains were found by the western city of Colima, the news said. The heads found in Tlaxcala were those of men, the prosecutor said. The site of the grisly find, there was a pamphlet blaming violence on settling of scores between gangs that rob fuel. Messages are often left on victims' bodies by cartels seeking to threaten their rivals or punish behavior they claim violates their rules. Both Puebla and Tlaxcala are home to gangs that deal in drugs and fuel. These states are new to this kind of extreme violence, more common in other parts of Mexico, which is plagued by drug-related brutality. However, in recent months, bodies have been found in areas near the border between two states. Extreme violence like decapitation, more common in northern states and along the Pacific coast. Drug cartels operate in both. On June 30th, authorities found 20 bodies along a road in northwest Sinaloa state, 5 of them headless. That's and again, I understand and
Mexico's a crazy place, man.
Follow me here. Just follow me here for a second. I understand the humanitarian side of letting everybody that can come here.
Right.
I completely understand that. I completely support that. But that kind of stuff I don't want here.
Right.
I do not want that here.
Exactly.
And
it's gonna.
It was already. I mean, you started to see, the people taking over the apartments in Colorado. But I'm thankful to be corrected, taking a path of correction here, because look, it doesn't take very many of those kind of people to change the whole landscape of things.
Right.
And you don't want to be driving to work and see 3 dudes hanging from a bridge.
Yeah, no.
As you're driving to work. That's
not,
because you wanted to be a humanitarian and let everybody in without any checking of anything.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, when you drive to work, you got 5 headless guys on the road. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good thing there.
Jeff Mitchell says, man, they need to quit littering down there.
Mr. said, I guess that's 6 less cartel members. Maybe it could be that, or, sometimes they just kill the families of people that don't do what they want them to do, because the cartel will come in and they're the mob.
Right.
They're just even
you
more
ain't got
mob.
that insurance payment.
That's right.
Month.
You don't have the insurance, you and your whole family die.
Right.
As a message to everybody else, pay or your whole family dies.
Right.
Right. And they're brutal. They
and
don't
we can
care.
get away with it.
Jeff said they need to quit littering down there.
Yeah.
Jeff, that's terrible, man. That's terrible. That's just it. You're a terrible person, man.
Oh, man.
All right, so I saved this one for last because this one bothered me. And I know it shouldn't bother me more than bodies and heads being chopped off. But this one I just saw this morning. I didn't have time to email myself, so I just kept it here. The chairman of the Surrey County Board of Elections, and I believe that's North Carolina. The Surrey County Board of Elections charged after Wilmington police said they found evidence he put illegal narcotics in his granddaughter's ice cream.
What?
On August 8th, James Yoakley Jr. told an officer his 2 juvenile granddaughters found 2 pills in ice cream bought from Dairy Queen. Investigators discovered video footage. Now, why would you have video footage of this?
Right.
Why would you have that, sir? Why would you have video footage of what's going on here? Think about it for a minute.
It's questionable.
Investigators discovered video footage that showed Yoakley was responsible for placing the pills into the ice cream for both girls. The pills tested positive for MDMA, ecstasy. He didn't immediately respond to a request for comment.
No, of course he didn't.
The girls did not end up consuming the pills, which were sent to the state lab for further testing. Yoakley charged with all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. Should be.
But so here's the question. Why? A, why was there video? Think about it.
Right.
B, why would you put X, MDMA, in your granddaughter's, the 2 of them, their ice cream? Think about that for a minute. You know what's going on here. You know exactly what was going on there.
He'll be taken care of.
That's the guy that you hope that the prison deals with itself.
Right. Oh, they will.
Yeah,
They will.
They'll get.
They'll get him.
Yoakley will be yoked. He'll be yoked out. I promise you that. But I hope beforehand they serve him up real nice.
Right. Let him get tortured by. Let them all yell at him for a few days.
No. It's say, you want some X?
Yeah.
Huh? You want a party? Here's a party. 8 guys makes a party, right? Huh? Line up, boys.
We've got a king cucumber
Get a
just
number.
for you.
That's right. Yeah. Let me introduce you to. They call him King. He's got a real king cucumber. It's not a vegetable either. You know what I'm saying?
Oof.
Yeah, man, that's terrible.
people out there,
Man, there really are a bunch of wackadoos in the news.
In the news.
I mean, that's messed up.
Are we allowed to
man.
say that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's my own thing. Right. So yeah, of course I can say that. That you just go, what? What's wrong with you, man? What is wrong with these? This is your
Honest question is this.
Yeah.
How does somebody that clearly has that wrong with them make it so long and make it into a position of power or politics? It just...
Because a lot of things for so long were...
It boggles my mind,
You didn't have the proof of it. Now, because of smartphones and video cameras, many, many, many more things get caught.
I mean, I get that, but, like, you're talking
Yeah,
prominent people in power.
No, I mean, he was the.
Like-
yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Do we not put
I-
these people
and I
through
have to
some type
wonder-
of psychological test or something before they take office? Like,
I have to wonder,
maybe we should start.
was this his daughter's kids or his son's kids?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does to some extent to me, because if it was a daughter, are you going to tell me nothing ever happened to
Oh,
her?
I got what you're saying.
Because I wonder, is this something that had happened before?
And was just pushed underneath. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you find that people who do that continue to do that.
I mean,
on every level, as long as they can.
yeah, like Mr. said, because people don't want to believe it's their family or friends, so they look away.
Yeah. No, I'm not looking away.
Yeah, no.
Not looking away.
No,
that's too much.
no. I tell you what, that's the easiest way to get me to tell you to just don't ever bother talking to me again, man. Because if I see you, like, I'm gonna want to kill you.
Oh yeah, no, I would want to murk you.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
without a doubt. No,
Yeah.
nope,
No, you're right.
nope.
Yeah, sometimes
I'm a parent myself. Like,
the world is acceptable of people getting murked.
you know,
There are times where you look at it like the only reason people were mad about Epstein is because they were hoping to get more information out of him. But otherwise, nobody was mad.
No.
They're like, yeah, good. That's exactly what should happen.
Right.
He should be dead. You know, I'm sure people wanted that for Harvey Weinstein when he was in. And not that
Right.
he's as bad as Epstein, but he was pretty, he had his thing going on too. No, people have very little sympathy for those who prey on
Crazy world we
children.
live in.
And they should not have sympathy for it.
No, they deserve none.
They
There's
should be
none.
shunned from the village at worst or at best, however you want to look at it. And that's,
I mean, I get that, but that's exactly what I'm saying. They should be shunned from the village, not put on the freaking committee.
no, you're right. You're right. You're exactly right. And how you get away with it that long and get in a position of power like that, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But you're right. You're right. All right. Let's see what else is going on here before we end our day. Anything coming up in the wrestling world right now, or is everything?
No, we're calmed down for right now. I don't have anything going on this weekend.
I'm trying to remember, and forgive me if I don't. Did Logan? They have their thing in Cersei?
Yes.
Were you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a great event, man.
Was it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I expected it probably was. I was excited to hear that they were launching, and I was hoping that I really like Logan. I was hoping he would do well.
Yeah. No, they had a great event. Cersei showed up and showed out.
awesome.
I'd say they probably had at least 100 people there.
That's great, man.
So it was a full crowd, and a lot of I've talked, with people ahead of the show, and hey, I'm rich, and shake hands and everything, and
Yeah.
a lot of people, it was their first time ever coming to an independent event.
Yeah.
And a lot of people weren't sure what to expect, really. They thought, it might be not really entertaining or more of a joke or anything.
Yeah.
And by the end of the show, by the end of the event, all those people were saying how much they enjoyed it.
That's
and,
awesome.
So it was really good. I think it's going to be very successful for them.
No.
I'm off this Saturday. Next Saturday, though, September 6th, and I hadn't mentioned this, of course, we've been having this fun, crazy week.
Yeah.
But I made a deal. I'm actually getting pulled back out to Gladiator Championship
Oh, are you?
Wrestling, which is they're more up in like the western side, northwestern side of
Okay.
Arkansas. So, like Greenwood, Alma, Mulberry,
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, going back to, I'm going to be doing commentary for that.
Oh, well, really? Oh, well, that's exciting.
Open up a new avenue of, not really a new avenue, but something that I don't
Just
do
expanding,
often. And
expanding.
and
it.
get a little more.
That's really cool. That's
experience doing
exciting,
that.
man.
So, yeah.
That is exciting.
Be a good time.
Don't forget, if you need a vehicle, Fitz Auto is the way to do it. You go over to fitzauto.com. That's the easiest way. You can actually do your app online and get pre-approved without even putting your Social Security number in. That's right.
Right.
That's how simple they make it. You can see all their inventory online. You can see at least 30 pictures for every vehicle. Go check them out. And then don't forget, if you are in need of real estate help, it's me. Let me help you sell your house and make the most amount of money possible for it. Let me help you buy a house and spend the least amount possible for it. That's what I like to do. So reach out to me. You can do it online, or you can just call me, 575-5485. I think that's it for today, man.
I think so, man.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Got it.
Late.
Later, everybody.